Well, a Queensland mum is demanding answers this morning after her partner's car was sprayed with a fire extinguisher, sending her 5-month-old daughter to hospital. Tiffany Teasdale is hoping the public can help track down the teen thugs responsible for the sickening attack. She joins me now live alongside her beautiful daughter, Pixie. Tiffany, it's so good to see you, and gorgeous Pixie. Look at her there with her beautiful beanie. This is just so awful. How are you doing? Oh, bless you, sweetheart.
Bless you, Pixie. Look, we're doing really well. We're really shaken up still. I don't think it's going to be something that we're going to really get over anytime soon. But Pixie's doing really well. We just have to focus on our breathing and make sure there's not going to be any chest infections or any complications later on down the line.
And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, these are concerns that you're going to have now for the next few days, the next few weeks for your beautiful little girl there. She's obviously none the wiser to it, but it's so terrifying that something like this can turn your life upside down, right? Talk us through what happened.
So my partner was leaving a family dinner and he pulled up at the lights, and 2 teenagers on an e-scooter with their heads covered pulled up next to him. He just had the windows down a crack so he could defog the windows because it was very cold out. And they pretty much opened fire with a fire extinguisher and sprayed the whole inside of the car and gassed the whole car up. My partner said the whole car just filled up with smoke straight away and white powder, and he actually had to drive through the intersection and pull over at the nearest bus stop. He said he couldn't breathe at all, and his first thought was to try and get the baby out of the car, because if he couldn't breathe, obviously the baby wouldn't have been able to breathe either. He went around and opened her door, and she was just covered head to toe in white powder, in complete shock. Her eyes were wide open and her mouth was open. And as you can see, usually she's pretty full of life and happy. So yeah, it was definitely not a very enjoyable experience for any parties involved.
No, it's absolutely horrifying. I mean, I can imagine the fear that your partner must have been going through, and then for you to learn about it, right? So what happened when you did take Pixie to the hospital? What kinds of symptoms did she have?
So first off, they were worried about her eyes because her eyes are very bloodshot red. They were worried about it being an irritant to her eyes and there being long-term damage. So they held her down on the hospital bed and rinsed saline solution, 100 mils. So it was 50 mils in each eye into her eyes. And she was screaming, a scream I've never heard before. The doctors had to hold her down. I was originally helping hold her down, but a nurse had to come in and take over because I was hysterical. I mean, no mother wants to see their child in a state like that.
No, and no one should experience something like that, let alone a beautiful, innocent child. I mean, it's just terrible. So your partner, I understand, was pleading with these offenders, screaming that there is a baby in the car, and yet they didn't care. Did they show any remorse?
They didn't show any remorse at all. In fact, they drove off on the wrong side of the road, and they actually drove back past him and ended up spraying the remainder of the fire extinguisher past him as he was holding our daughter in his arms. So they didn't care whatsoever.
The worst part about it as well is that this wasn't the only attack of its kind in the area, right? And to think that you were one of many victims, it is just appalling. How have the police handled this? I mean, I can see you smiling there because she's such a beautiful little bub bouncing on your knee. But in terms of this coming to an end, do we know how the investigation is going? Are police any closer to finding these people?
I'm actually going to be speaking with them this morning. I don't want to say too much about the investigation, as I believe that they're probably watching this, so I don't want to give too much away, but I know the police are working their hardest on finding out who it is, and I'm hoping they do have some footage to come forward with.
Yeah, absolutely, Tiffany. We are all hoping for a better outcome, and we do hope that your beautiful girl Pixie is safe and well. We're thinking of you all, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. Gorgeous girl,
Thank you so
isn't
much
she?
for your time.
Thanks, Tiffany.